Organised and promoted by Small Car Productions, the Jamboree features a hugely popular sound-off DB drag racing, the enormous show and shine, and of course, the very best four-cylinder and rotary-powered quarter-mile action in the country. The 10th running of the Jamboree rewrote the competitor number record books again, being the largest one-day drag racing event ever in Australia. There were 306 cars that headed down Willowbank Raceway. That's 24 more than last year. Other records to fall? How about 9,600 spectators through the gate? That's 1,100 up on 1999. There were 212 show and shine entrants and 37 trade displays. And it wasn't only attendance figures setting records. The pace of the field was awesome, with 77 vehicles running 12.9 seconds or quicker. There were 18 8-second passes and 22 9-second runs. So settle back and enjoy highlights from Jamboree 2000.
We're here at the 2000 VDubs Fast Fours and Rotaries Jamboree, and one of the very first events to kick the day off is in fact the DB racing. With me I have Drew from Northfield Car Sound. Drew, let me ask you, how does it work?
Basically we've got a microphone set up inside the car, and we use a special machine here that actually measures how loud the car goes. We've got a car there at the moment that's reading 142 decibels, which is quite a loud car. It's got a single 18-inch woofer in it. And as you see, there's more cars lined up. This is a qualifying, and then we'll have two cars next to each other, and there'll be elimination after that, so the loudest car will obviously go to the next round. Okay, this is 4 Windsor, has two 15-inch subs. Okay, so far 139.3 decibels. Okay, I need that seat, so if you're going to sit inside, you've got to go to the other side, or where these.
The bass was certainly pumped up right around the grounds, with some of the most amazing car audio systems imaginable on display.
$38, there he is. Thanks very much, and your $20 prize money there. You pick up your $20. Don't forget to take that $20 with you. Absolutely. Gavin Baddeker, he did 143.3 dB. That's a big effort, and a trophy to Tim. I know you're there. I think all you guys should be wary of Sarah. These girls can sneak up behind you. And Freddie Vitale, John Jovers, and Stephen Lawson. These guys all were just participants today, so thank you guys. You see, learned a lot of the events. Thanks very much for participating today. So just like to thank all the guys for coming down and showing their vehicles to the public.
Australia's leading proponents of four-cylinder and rotary-powered drag racing were all at Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland, aiming to set personal bests. Chris Diggles and Jason Bean caught up with most of them through the day.
With me I have Archie Kieski. Archie, a little over 12 months ago you had the unfortunate accident out here at Willowbank Raceway. You've returned with this simply stunning Series 6 Mazfix RX-7. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, we've just got a Series 6. We've cut the back end out, tubbed it, left all the steel panels, left all the glass, electric windows, kept it as streetable as we can, and yeah, same engine as we had before. It has a 2-speed power glide, 9-inch diff, the same 20B. Yeah.
Let's talk about that 20B for a moment. Of course, triple rotor, one of the new generation rotary engines, turbocharged, of course.
Yes, yeah. The same turbos we had before, and just we've changed the porting a little bit.
Great. Well, what do you and your sponsor Mazfix hope to get out of the 2000 VDubs Fast Fours and Rotaries Jamboree this weekend?
I'd like to get in the 8.3s this weekend, and yeah, just hope it's a good weekend.
What do you think is the secret for the 20B? You've just started to step the power up to it.
Well, most of it, I've just got a really good car this time. So yeah, I had the same horsepower before, but I didn't have it in a good enough car.
So it's that whole thing about getting the whole thing packaged. One's not good without the other.
Yep, you got to have everything, otherwise it just doesn't come together.
What do you think you can run quicker than that 830 that we saw there this afternoon?
Oh, I think I will. Yep.
Isn't it amazing even to see the other Series 6 of Anthony Rodriguez come up? You've got to say that it's got to be good for the sport. It's got to be good for this type of racing.
Yeah, they're two really nice looking cars. They're late model cars, and they get everybody's attention, whether or not you're a rotary lover or you know, whatever sort of car you like. They're just good looking cars.
The owners of over 200 of the best looking four-cylinder and rotary powered cars in Australia had the polishing rags working overtime, competing for trophies across 30 different categories in that huge show and shine.
Summer of wine and juices, they taste like candy. We velvet the sky, your mother can look so dandy. 'Cause you are the one I can turn to. You are the one I could Summer of wine and juices, they taste like candy. We velvet the sky, too late for goodbye, my love. 'Cause you are the one I can turn on to. You are the one I could You're sheltering me now. I have to foresee how the future is clear now in all I do. 'cause you were the one who I could turn on to. You were the one that could light up my life. You're sheltering me now. I had to foresee how the future is clear now in all that I do. Summer of wine and the juices, they taste like candy, yeah, yeah. Summer of wine, whoa, whoa, whoa. Summer of wine.
What do you like most about the Jamboree?
4 cylinders and rotaries, doing burnouts and wheel stands. Awesome.
Probably the burnouts, mate. Yep, that'll be about it. And the noise.
Wheel stands?
Oh, yeah, they're good, yeah.
What about those rotaries?
Oh, legends.
Obviously, you're into cars. What do you like about the Jamboree the best?
Probably the one that broke down ours.
The rotaries?
You like all the rotaries. Do you have a favourite rotary?
RX-7. RX-7.
Will you come back next year?
Yeah.
We're standing here in front of the Pack Performance race team, and they're currently preparing to go out for a pass. One of the heavy hitters here this weekend, they'll be looking at improving on their 861 that they've run previously. They've brought over 16 cars here to the Jamboree this year, and certainly looking for big performances from all 16 cars. Now, Rocky, you've been out for one pass already. Consequently, launched the gearbox, and the boys are thrashing to get it back in the car now for your second qualifying session.
Definitely, not only do we have the best car here, but we've got the best crew. You know, without the crew, this thing wouldn't happen. So, like you said, we did break a gearbox, and the crew just put another one in for me, and I should be out in about 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay, now you guys have supported the Jamboree here at Willowbank for many, many years. You're back for how many years?
This is probably our 4th or 5th year that we've come up here, you know, and the show has gotten bigger, so has Pack Performance, and it's grown at a steady rate, and I think the show is probably the premier place to be, you know.
Great. Now you guys have bought 16 cars with you this weekend, I believe. A whole host of rotary-powered vehicles for the shooter and the Jamboree. Who would you class as your biggest competitor this weekend?
I'd have to say Rodriguez would probably be the competitor. The guys like Archie and Rotomaster run a 3-rotor, so you wouldn't put Tyson in the same boxing ring as you would Kostyazu, you know, so those guys probably are in a different class than what we are, but we're racing for the 13Bs. Probably at the moment, this thing here runs at 861, which is probably about 3 or 4 tenths under the outlaw record in the USA. So it's probably the fastest in the world. And if we can back it up today, it'll probably go a little bit faster. Because I run an 860 at Eastern Creek on our in Sydney, and the track isn't probably nowhere near as good as Willowbank, so we hope to go a little bit faster. And if there's anybody to watch out for, it'd be Anthony, so that's it, yeah.
All right, Rocky Rome, thanks very much for your time, and good luck for this evening's racing.
I've never seen it, but I believed it. I only know 'cause I went inside to determine what I could learn, and I found that everything was still fine. I kept running and trying, but I never knew why. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the next place up beyond. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the only place you wanna be on. It's out of sight. It's out of sight. I had to dream it before I'd see it. I never knew it could take that long. I tried to fake it, yeah, but never made it. Now I know only one way to belong. Kept running, tried, but I never knew why. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the next place up and beyond. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the only place you wanna be on. It's out of sight. It's out of sight. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the next place up and beyond. It's out of sight, yeah. Everybody's going to the only place you wanna be on. It's out of sight. It's out of
Oh yeah.
It's outside there.
Anthony, last year you missed the Jamboree here at Willowbank. Time off for the family. This year you're back with this magnificent looking Series 6 RX-7. What performances are you hoping to get from it this weekend?
As you said, we had a year off. We've had a few teething problems, and we've just been getting the car out. This is the first good track we've had it on. Being around for a while and having a few experienced crew, we've sort of learned just to go out and run our own race, see what we can achieve. We've set our own goals. The car is brand new, so we're not really looking for any magic number this year, although we did a couple of years ago. And like, you know, the car could run anywhere. We're just hoping for a good event. I'm here really for the crew, the amount of work they've put in. The car, as you said, thank you Jason, has come up magnificent. And yeah, we're just here to start showing our face back out again, and hopefully by next season we'll be well and truly on top of the car.
Now, your previous RX-3 was certainly a crowd favourite. Big wheel stands, plenty of noise. This car a similar performance from it, or is it tamed down to more couple the horsepower to the racetrack?
Well, Jason, it was 2 years ago, the last Jamboree we attended. It was actually this actual video. I was sitting down and being a little bit older and bouncing a 2-year-old son on my knee. We've looked at the car and I thought, well, this is getting a bit out of control. This car is going to crash, and it was a matter of when I was going to crash rather than if I was going to crash. So I thought, well, okay, we did go to the following meeting over in Adelaide. We put about another 80 horsepower in it, made it even worse. So we thought, okay, have a bit of time off. Let's harness everything back in, build a better car, step it up to that next level. I believe the RX-3 6 or 7 years ago brought the whole sport up to the next level, and hopefully now with this and cars like Archie's, we'll step up to the next level again.
Rodriguez elected to use the event to sort the new car out rather than race in the top 8 shootout. He was quickly on the pace though, with an 867 at 156 mile an hour. It's become traditional at the Jamboree that the lucky gate ticket winner gets the chance to head down the quarter mile strapped into the passenger seat of a race car. This year it was Rodriguez doing the honours and stunned everyone with an 866 with a passenger. He was also kind enough to give us a taste of what it's like inside an 8-second RX-7.
Well, that's a walk on the wild side with Anthony Rodriguez. I hope you enjoyed it.
Rodriguez saved his best to last with an 853 at 154 miles an hour.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What do you like best about the Jamboree?
The rotaries.
Always the rotaries. What about the fours? Are they all right?
Yeah, they're okay, but I prefer the rotaries.
Yeah, what is it? Is it the noise?
Yeah, the noise, definitely. And because I've got one as well, so...
Oh, you've got one. What sort of rotary?
RX-7.
You've got an RX-7 Series 2. You're going to bring it out here and run one day?
Oh, maybe. I don't know yet, probably.
What blonde in an RX-7?
We want to see more girls competing. We need more females. Get some cars out there. Variety's really good. I like expensive cars and all the nice cars that go fast.
You got your own car?
Yeah.
What sort of... It's not a good one.
Yeah, it's a great day. Heaps of people and heaps of women.
Oh, just the fast cars and, you know, the wheel stands and the happening chicks.
Interconnected multi-level galaxy, systematic and it's interplanetary. Once you were blind, but now you see. Welcome to the 21st century. I'm a child of the universe. You're a child of the universe, of course. Big Bang Theory, ringing, ringing loud and true. But the stars exploded into me and you. Once you were blind, but now you see. Yeah! Welcome to the 21st century. I'm a child of the universe. You're a child of the universe, of course. I'm a child of the universe. You're a child of the universe, of course. Welcome to the 21st century. Welcome to the 21st century. Welcome to the 21st century. Welcome to the 21st century.
Probably one of the most entertaining vehicles at the Jamboree's always been the high-stepping R100 of Chris Dalton from Victoria. Tell us, Chris, how long have you been involved with rotaries?
About 7 years we've had business, rotaries to specialise in them, and we've had this car for all the time.
So this is the only car that you've ever sort of raced?
No, we've raced all the way from 12 seconds down to now doing 8. So
tell us a little bit about the engine combination.
It's a Series 4 turbo setup, which we've progressed a long way from a standard engine. A lot of custom manifolds and turbo modifications and things that we like to try and keep a bit secret because we do a lot of work on this car, a lot of dyno testing. So, but yeah, it makes a bit just over 750 horsepower on the dyno. So, and we're proving it by the weight of the car and backing it up on the track. So, yeah.
What's it like with that much horsepower through this? Now, you've always run a manual transmission with this car. Was that always going to be the option?
Yeah. One of my friends had an auto years ago, Grant Williams, in his street car, and he had a lot of trouble. So we opted for the manual one, and I know it makes the car a lot unstable and hard to drive, but it makes it fast. So. Yeah.
Oh, it does. It's certainly exciting to watch on those passes. And a personal best here at Jamboree 2000.
Yes, we did 870 our first pass at 159.6, which is our best speed and ET. So we're very happy.
You think you can go a little bit better out there?
We're having trouble with tyre pressures at the moment. We're altering to try and get it to hook up better off the line, but it's we're just trying. So that run was a little bit slower in 8.8, but hopefully we can go fast. Hopefully we can go to 8.6.
And where do you see your future in drag racing?
We're going to build another car, a full chassis car, so it'll behave itself and won't do big wheel stands and that, but it'll go faster. So we expect this to do about 8.6, and that's about all.
Are you running this purely turbo, or is there nitrous oxide as well?
No, just turbo. Yeah, you're quite welcome to look over the car, under the bonnet and everything. Yeah, no, we're proud that we don't run nitrous.
Well, I think we'll have a look at that now. Chris, thanks very much for talking to us.
No worries, thank you.
What do you like best about the Fast Balls and Rotaries Jamboree?
Burnouts.
Burnouts only?
Oh yeah.
Do the wheel stands get a rating?
No, not yet.
Who's your favourite driver?
Oh, my friends that are here. Yep. Yeah, I'll go for them.
And what about you there? Pinky?
Turbos.
The turbos, just love the whiz.
Yep, love them. Got one.
You got a turbo?
ET.
An ET Pulsar turbo?
Yep.
You're going to bring it out here and race it when you turn the boost up?
We're waiting to get a T25 for it, so after that for sure.
Probably seeing my mates race. It's pretty good.
You got a few mates racing out here today?
Yeah. Didn't do too well, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Still good watching them.
The trade displays, because I'm like sourcing different motors for my car, and I'm just learning a lot of stuff.
Tell me how much I can spend, 'cause I have no memory of what I said. I broke the mirror and I saw my face and outside. Cried so hard that I love myself so soon. All the morning is today was so important, won't affect me anyway. I broke the mirror and I saw my face and outside. Cried so hard that I love myself so soon. Should have seen it. You won't believe it. The feeling's gone now when all my friends came down. Should've known it, but it's not a problem. 'Cause if you know me, you know I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. All my life has made no sense. I have no recollection, lack of evidence. I broke the mirror and I saw my face from outside. Cried so hard that I lied myself to sleep. Should have seen it. You won't believe it. The feeling's gone now when all my friends came down. Should have known it, but it's not a problem. If you know me, you know I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. No, I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. No, I won't calm down. Tell me how much I can spend, 'cause I have no memory of what I said. I turned the pages and I saw my face and outside. Cried so hard that I lied myself so soon. Should have seen it. You won't believe it. The feeling's gone now when all my friends came down. Should have known it, but it's not a problem. 'Cause if you know me, you know I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. No, I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. No, I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down. You know I won't calm down.
One of the racers from down south, very glad to make it up to the Jamboree for year 2000 is Craig Dyson. Personal best today?
Yeah, 8.99. The mile an hour wasn't a personal best. It went off a bit in top gear. We were hoping to come back a bit stronger this run, but I think we've done a tiny bit of damage that's going to keep us slow for the rest of the day.
Well, tell us about the donk anyway. Give us a few stats.
It's a 74 Model 13B high compression engine running on EFI with the alcohol. It's got the Turbonetics T66 turbo, Microtech MTX8 computer, and it doesn't run any intercooler. It's a very basic setup, and it seems to work quite well.
What sort of transmission you're running it?
A Jericho 4-speed, yeah, with a Hayes twin plate clutch. Yeah.
How long have you been around drag racing? I know the Dyson name's been around for a while, but you've been dabbling in it in and out?
Yeah, since I was 16. Yeah, I'm 29 now. Yeah, I've been in it for a while.
What's that sticker on your shirt there?
It's promoting Millerbank, mate.
Promoting the Fast Fours and Rotaries Jamboree 2000.
Yep, sure is.
What else do you like about the racing here today?
Oh, it's just been unreal. Everyone's just been so good and fast and displayed really good cars and stuff. It's been really good.
We'll see you back next year?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's really good.
Keep smiling.
A lot of action, a lot of quick cars, and real good day, mate.
You like turbos? You like turbos?
Yeah, love them, mate. Yeah, real quick, and yeah, that's it, mate.
What about you, young lady? What do you like about the Jamboree?
I don't know, I just get dragged here.
Oh, that's what drag racing's all about, is it?
Getting dragged here, yep.
No, the Rotors are good. They're the fastest, but no, I do like the little 4 cylinders. The Suzuki Swifts are the best. Sorry, I know all them. Embarrassing.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for picking me and completely embarrassing me.
The cars, coming away from everything, away from the family. It's just an excuse.
So it's an escape.
It's an escape. It's a good one. The boyfriend doesn't like it, so I'm happy.
Inside your
absolute bloody nutters. Robbie Bolger, this man on the Donut King Bandit 1200cc motorcycle. And inside, we'll get him in a moment. Brad Lang, of course. This man right here. Robbie, good to see you again, my friend. It's been a while since we've got in touch, but I'm sure you're about to put on absolute madness for him here today. Yeah. Oh, well, Robbie, no, he's a stunner, isn't he? He's not a man of many words. We've shown that the actions speak for themselves. Let me tell you a bit about this man before he goes out and runs a bit of a buck. He is the world record holder for the fastest wheel standing in the world on this very motorcycle. 327 kilometres an hour on the back wheel. What's that? Thank you very much. How much? 327 kilometres an hour on his back wheel. On the back wheel. He is also the world record for the fastest wheel stand on the handlebars at 215 kilometres an hour. What was that? He is the world record holder for most people on a quad bike. And if you don't know what a quad bike is, it is one of those motorcycles with four wheels. He's got 15 or 16 people all stuffed on board of a quad bike all at once and physically rolling around. We've of course he's got the world record for the most people on a motorcycle while wheel standing, and that record is set at 13 people currently. So I tell you before, he's a bloody nutter. Yeah, right, a few whistles. That's here because he wants to see on the back. Robbie Bolger, ladies and gentlemen, down behind us, just working a few donuts. Oh, Robbie Bolger. Well, he knows how to ride a motorcycle here. Oh, he's back, he's strong. Oh, Robbie. Just cleaning up the excess rubber. Robbie Bolger is not finished yet, though. Have a look at him, would you? He is a showman of all showmen. Don't forget to have a look at his site on the net, www.stuntrider.com.au.
One of the smallest cars out there on the track for Jamboree 2000 is the Mitsubishi Sigma-powered little Suzuki hatch of Scotty Sash. And what happened on that part, Sashy?
It's not out there anymore. We got through to about half track, and as you can see, fairly sizable hole in the bottom of the motor. Looks like the number 4 rod has separated from the top half.
Forged pistons but still standard rods, weren't they? So I figure now that a set of H-beams or something like that may be the next step.
Sort of looking a bit that way, isn't it? Yeah, we count ourselves lucky. We've only done engine damage, maybe a little bit of track damage, but certainly no car damage. So, yeah, probably the Andrew Nappy rules are the next thing also.
I also think that 2.6 Astrons are pretty easy to come by.
Definitely about another 6 or 7 under the bench. We have to have another one back together for the October 6th finalisation of our national record attempt. So yeah, we'll have another one back on track by then.
Well, 9 O's, almost an 8 today, but we'll see you back, won't we?
Certainly will.
Is Edwin here? Congratulations and thanks for Chip Talk. Okay, second up we have Top 1995 on 4-door, sponsored by Charlie's Motors. And that was won by entrant 95, Robert Hack, with a red Mitsubishi Lancer. Congratulations. Okay, next up we have Top 1990 to 94 2-door, sponsored by Carbon Clean and Petroject. Entrant number 21, Nathan Eckott, with a silver Ford TX3.
Sorry.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks.
Well done.
Okay, next up we have Top 1990 to 94 4-door, sponsored by JHH Performance Engineering. It's won by entrant 92, Darren Moore, with a white Mitsubishi Magna. Thank you.
With the show and shine trophies given out, the winners crowned in the Northfield DB drag racing, and time trials run and done, it was time to get down to the serious business of elimination drag racing on Australia's quickest quarter mile. The top 8 shootout brought to us by Suzy Sport and some Bristol Funerals. Vince Rigoli. This is a very, very quick utility up against the fastest car on the grounds, Archie Kieski in the Series 6.
RX-7, and listen to the crowd, they love these Series 6 RX-7s. Archie Kieski ran the 8.3 this afternoon. There is the Rigoli car. Of course, they've got the Datsun 1200 Ute, but they've got the Lancia cylinder-headed Fiat engine in it. Of course, the Lancia Integral Rally car is what they've got the cylinder head off, and turbocharged and intercooled with an automatic transmission. The car runs low 9s. He's going to need all of that and be sharp on the lights. This is dial your own in the top 8. Archie to do the chasing.
Keep an eye on this utility, doesn't mind to pick the front wheels up, gets out sharply. Archie Kieski a little bit loose. He's squirrely on the racetrack. Looks like it'll be Rigoli all the way. 916, 132 miles an hour.
Yeah, breakout there. Kieski gets the win with an 897. You see a little bit of flame out of Rigoli's car there through the traps. Full moon here tonight. And coming into the burnout box now is Rocco Tamburello, the RX-7. He's going to be one of the oldest guys in Australia driving a rotary period. I think he's in his 50s, Rocco. Still enjoys the sport. And look at that paint job on there. It really is an overlay. Quite a few different types of patterns. Bill Navin, well, he's got a 20B in this Mad Sport RX-3. Another big burnout for him. He does run that triple rotor in this thing, but it will be, of course, all dial your own. And very close in the dial in here. Rocco Tamburello, I think, to lead first. Naban to do the chasing.
Yes, all the racing here at the Fast Fours Jamboree 2000 is run on the dial your own principle. The drivers nominate their own handicap time. If you run quicker than that, it's a breakout. That means you lose unless the guy beside you is red lighted or has broken out by more. The handicapping really does level things up between the drivers. You see some big chases, some close starts, but all in all, what we're after is some fast racing. Well, Rocco's gone and left. Naban's going nowhere. He's sitting on the line. Rocco's going to cruise through here for an easy one. Gets there with a 10.45. Naban's leaving now. something strange there.
Big time, big fire from Nabum. One thing about these cars with the automatic transmissions, they try and bring the car up on boost on the line. Rocco couldn't, he left the line, got to the other end. Nabum, he stayed behind, trying to get the boost up just to get a good pass in. It looks like something in the transmission cooler line area. Here's the action replay.
Have a look at this. Let's see if we can see what went on. The smoke out of the car first, and then she erupts big time. That's a huge ball of flame. He'll be getting pretty warm inside that car.
Yeah, for one thing, for Bill Nabum, though, I mean, he may have even seen the glow underneath. You'd think that he would have gone off to the side there, but he's kept on going down. Another launch here.
Have a look at this. Over the top, looks like fuel or something. Maybe the fuel pressure gauge is let go, but there's certainly a lot of fluid spraying up over the top of the car, and it's feeding that fire pretty furiously.
I just wonder, in that particular case, I mean, it was coming underneath the car there, which you'd think could be a transmission cooler line because he was trying to get up on boost. But of course, any turbocharged car like this, when the turbo boost comes up, the fuel pressure comes up, and maybe it's also blowing a fuel hose as well. But that was certainly a lot of fire and flame to highlight racing so far this evening. And the camera, in-car camera now for Simplicity Funerals and Susie Sport in this top 8, and of course the Turbo Smart in-car camera. Chris Dalton, the little R100, has run 8s here today. It'll be a great in-car shot. Stuart Turnbull, the Pack Performance RX3, loves a burnout, loves a wheel stand, and so many Pack cars here this weekend.
Well, Stuart Turnbull, big burnout for him. The Turbo Smart in-car camera taking us on board with Dalton. Be an interesting view with it, because this car, I would have to say, is one of the wildest on the grounds. Really does like to twist up off the start line, and I, for one, can't wait to see the pictures from that Turbo Smart in-car camera. The handicap will go to the Pack car. He will leave first, and then Dalton has to do the chasing. Red light there for Stewart, but Dalton, boy, that thing is really dancing around.
Both of them there getting loose on the gear changes. There was a red light there for Turnbull. Big wheel stand. Chris Dalton, 936. Got to look at the Turbo Smart in-car camera. Here we go, off the line. Nice launch. Second gear, pulls it back up in the air. And now the Turbo Smart camera is having a nice shot of the gear change there. Dalton goes for the parachute, and that's another pass done for him.
Very quick little car, and a wild ride inside, that is for sure.
So many more wild rides, so many rotary cars still electing to run the manual transmission. This is Mr. Pack himself. Well, of course, Rocky and George Raham in their Pack cars. George Marchevsky in his RX3, another Pack car. So running one of the customers or one of the team here. So I don't know whether there's any team orders, but I'm sure that George will see if he can get this car into the 8-second zone.
Well, Pack Performance loaded up 2 semi-trailer car transporters and brought 16 cars up here for the Jamboree 2000. They have been supporting this event since the outset and just love to get up here to Willowbank Raceway, wind up the turbos and just see how big a wheel stand they can do for the crowd.
Well, now the Pack cars are both in the stage. You will see the stagger there, a bog off the line there, and straight off the line, a side step on the clutch for the RX2. That RX3 will still run it all the way through. The red light glowing in his lane means that he won't take the win, and it is Rocky Raham, no time recorded, taking the win, and I don't think there's any transmission underneath that car. I don't know whether we can see any shrapnel there, but it really did just dump something in the driveline.
Okay, now we are into round 1 of J&J Fuel Injection Tony Rigoli Performance 11.99 or better bracket. So any car that's qualified from 0 to 11.99 that didn't make the top 8, this is their home for the night. We've got Robert Salcido and David Curry lining up for round 1.
Isn't it amazing that 11.99 and quicker. So many tough cars. Look at that Subaru Liberty in the other lane there of Curie when you get to see it. A stealthy looking car, considering it runs in the 11s. I think it can even run 10s with it. The R100 will be doing the chasing in this particular case. Four-wheel drive is the advantage for the Liberty. That R100 is out there of Salcido. Here comes Curie now with that very tough Liberty, but I think the R100 of Salcido will go through for the win. Yes, he does. 11.20 at 120. 11.49 for that Liberty and also 120.
These cars are certainly quick. Quick Elks now in the Nissan. Another one of these cars up from Sydney. Boy, they may be four-cylinders, they may be rotaries, but they do burnouts that could just about rival Victor Bray at times.
Oh, definitely. Pete Harmston there in the grump. I think it says Mazsport on the side, the RX323. And look at the paint job on this 200SX of Vic Elf's turbocharged SR20. Of course, the original style engine in the 200SX. 13V in that RX323. Well, a little bit of a hesitation off the line, but look at this 200SX. Both set of clean greens, but I think the top end of Elf's in that 200SX. What a great car. Look, 1040 at 133 for 200SX, 1108 for the grump.
Still coming our way, Mick McGregor in this Datsun 1600. The car that was the killer on the rally circuit many years ago. Still a very, very good performer out here on the drag strip. He'll be taking on Glenn Melbourne, and the dial-in difference is considerable. Melbourne getting a bit of a handicap start here. We're going to see McGregor to do the chasing, all brought to us by J&J Fuel Injection and Tony Rigoli Performance.
Well, that performance, Datsun 1600, it's no slash, but an SR20 turbo with a bike out of the 200SX. We just saw the pass before. And we look at the Christmas tree, a clean set of green shots. Whoever can finish closer to their dial at the end, looks like that Datsun 1600 is going to go on through for the win. And McGregor takes it 11.96 at 116. Well, I've owned a few of those 1600s, but they've never run in the 11s like that. That is one tough transplant, one tough combo. Well, Brent O'Connor having a good look at our start line cameraman there. I'm glad Ben got out of the way. And I think he stalled it, but he's got it going in, that RX4. Tom Horton in that RX2 coupe in the other lane. And it's amazing how many quick roadies are out here. And a lot of them are packing the turbochargers on board now to get that performance.
A lot of these guys taking the headlights out, obviously an air intake just behind that position. Just here on the strip, they're trying to get as much cool, fresh air into their engines as they can. And once again, O'Connor decides that he's not going to run real straight. Horton is long gone. O'Connor, you've got to go straight in drag racing if you want to win normally. But Horton, 11.19, 124 miles an hour.
He used up every piece of racetrack. He didn't go over any of those barriers and drove it all the way to the end. And that is really the story with a lot of these guys. I mean, they come out here for the racing and eliminations. As you can see, Joe Kastner burning out there in that Escort, and that fantastic GSR Galant there, of course, turbocharged four-wheel drive. But they just want the time slips out of these cars. They're out there for outright performance. And this four-wheel drive car, as you see, no burnout, a little bit of a dry hop to get the tyres, dry. Waiting for the Escort to go in here now. Both turbocharged 2-litre in the Escort. Oh, carries the wheels out off the line, getting very close to the concrete there. Now back on, well, he's got some smoke blowing out of there. I think he may be in trouble. He's still out in front of that Galant. I think might convert that into a win. Oh, a breakout. Kastner breaks out. Tripodi, 11.42, 123, another tough four-wheel drive car into the next round.
There are just so many cars in this round one of the 11.99 and quicker bracket. Matt Spry there in this incredible little Gemini. Not quite the stock Isuzu in it though.
No, the 2.6 Rodeo engine with a turbocharger on there, and thanks to Chip Talk as well, that we do a lot of work with this Gemini 10-second car up against the RX3. Red light for Spry. He will be upsetting. He's usually running many meetings out here at Willowbank. This is his home track, but he has red left, and the instant win's going to go to the RX3. He'll run it on through anyway, and George Marchevsky will come back at 10.04 at 1:34.
Here we go again. The next pairing.
Stewart Turnbull. Whoa!
He absolutely loves the burnout, and the crowd loves it too. Almost 10,000 people packing into Willowbank Raceway for the Fast Fours and Rotaries Jamboree of the year 2000. It's the 10th running of the event, and it has really been a case of roll and grace some more. Have a look at that. Turnbull is trying to turn that car inside out, upside down, and backwards.
Well, blinkers are on. He's got the hazards on. I think he'll take the easiest of wins there against Wilshire's immaculate WRX, and 11.36 at only 90 mile an hour. Let's go and have a look at the replay of that wheel stand. Here we go. Oh, look how high he got that RX3. That's going to be wheel stand on the night. Look at this. Picks second gear, picks the wheel back up, and then a little bit of smoke came out of the car and put the hazards on. Well, that's a pack car. I think he'll be back in the next round. Here's another pack car, Anthony Zenos in Series 2, RX7 turbocharged, and another one of these RX3s, Joseph Buchanan. You can see all the intercooler under there. Look at the license plate. OIC10s.
Well, that's where he's dialed in the 10-second zone. A lot of these cars have been running their best ever times out to the Odyssey battery 60-foot timers, and the Willowbank track crew have prepared the quarter mile exactly the same as they did for the Critical Winter Nationals just a week ago. It's caught a few drivers out. We've seen a lot of smashed gearboxes, broken diffs, snapped axles, but those that hook up, they are running personal bests left, right and centre, and I think we might be looking at another couple here.
Yeah, I think the RX-7 will get out there in front. Anthony Zanos, 10.74 at 1:38, 10.83 for Yukana at 1:28 mile an hour. And the RX-3s continue to come. How many RX-3s can you get in one place at one time? I think it's got to be a world record. Jason Craven in his red four-door doing a pretty good burnout there. And now the toy 12A RX-3 of Daniel Orsine, no doubt running a 12A turbo up against, I think, well, I'm imagining this could be a 13B in there. You can see the jolting as they're bringing the car in there. Obviously, they're running some brass button clutches in these things because clutches and driveline are all important in a tough rotary, and any rotary enthusiast out there knows that because they can chew up bits pretty quickly indeed.
Well, these cars present a whole new engineering challenge to drag racers. Of course, they do rev like there is no tomorrow. They produce immense horsepower. We're hearing 750 horsepower from some of the guys, but the torque is totally different. And to marry up those revs to the start line, really a lot of work in the clutch department. Daniel Orsine there, 11.14, 122 mile an hour. He's happy to be heading for round two.
Well, now a little bit of a break from the rotaries in one lane at least as Daniel Orsine in that Holden Gemini. I don't think that's your stock Gemini. Ray George, another Mazfix car. I think this is also Archie's car that I think he drives regularly, but can't drive two cars today. He wants to concentrate on the Series 6. So it is a piston engine versus a rotary engine in this particular clash, and this will be a case of two very quick cars again. That Gemini, there's no stock engine in that. I think the Regoli boys have had a little bit of a touch on the side of that, I'm pretty sure.
Michael Sheringham it is in the Gemini, just edging forward, bringing on all the stage lights. Down comes the tree with a handicap start. Ray George out in front. Now that Gemini really starting to put on a march through the mid-track. Ray George is hanging on. Here comes the Gemini. Ray George, 0.08 of a second in front across the line, and 11.53.
It's 139. Oh, big sideways burnout there for Dennis Mobbs. And 139 mile an hour for that Gemini in the previous pass. Kevin White got a different approach to everything. He's got his turbocharged 13B in a dragster. You can see double B modified dragster would be his normal class in entry competition. But running here at the Jamboree tonight, he's running against all sorts of comers here. There will be a bit of a chase here. That Holden Gemini station wagon you see in the other lane is from South Australia. So, I mean, it's just typical where the enthusiasts want to travel. They'll come to the Jamboree every year.
And of course, good news for people with four-cylinder and rotary-powered street and race cars. Willowbank Raceway instituting a four-cylinder series from November of this year. 4 rounds through the year, and the top 8 point scorers from those rounds will qualify to go into a special 8-car shootout here at the Jamboree in 2001. White's broken out.
Well, Kevin White, 12.51.
Oh, red light rather.
Yeah,
red light it was.
Dennis Mobbs, I think he shared something in the transmission there. Geminis are known to do that when you start throwing a bit of horsepower behind it. Yeah, Colin Beaver, you've got to like this little Honda S600. It's the quickest normally aspirated rotary car in the country. Very small. You can see Maztec on the side, a peripheral port, Microtech fuel injected 13B, and that little Honda's got to weigh absolutely nothing. Look at the size of it. And he's up against Daryl Yates in the Volksmod Volkswagen. Now, I think there's one of the Volkswagens running here tonight with a Subaru WRX engine. That doesn't sound like a WRX engine. That's one of those Volkswagen. I think it's all engine this particular pass. No turbos either side of the racetrack. Problems for the little Honda. We saw the V-Dub go through. Daryl Yates, 11.51 at 1:17.
Dave Teal now. He's a Dib Teal, sorry. Look at these guys in the burnouts. They are all just absolutely punishing their cars. Matt White in the other side, 1030 his dial in, just showing the strength of this. We have had so many cars in the 11s, in the 10s, the 9s, the 8-second passes we've seen already at the Jamboree. It's just been the quickest field we've ever assembled for this event, and I think it's going to get faster and faster every year.
Oh, big wheels there. Oh, so sideways it wasn't funny. The 20B in the purple RX3 is now past him at every shot there. He's going to run that thing through. Geez, they sound awesome, those triple rotors. Look at that. Diptail, 977, 144. Matt White. Look at this on the replay. Huge wheel stand off towards the camera. Second gear. It's just kicked completely sideways. And, whoa, I think he had to back out of that one because there's no way he was going to fight that through the end. I think he'd rather go for a little bit of a change, I would say, after that particular launch. Scotty Weldon now burning out, again a little sideways, more RX3s. Now, well, it looks like we've got George Raham in the other lane there. This is 13, you can see 13 BRE. I don't know what 13 RE means. But up against another pack car, as I said, it was George Raham, one of the pack guys. He just went by himself. I don't know what's happened there. I don't think he was in the stage. The lights didn't come down. I didn't see any ambers. Just running the car through, and I don't think we'll get a time for that.
No time recorded, so left before the tree was activated, I would suggest.
Whoops.
Not a smart way to go. Peter Page now, another one of the VWs, and of course the Fast Fours and Rotary Jamboree actually started with a gathering of VW enthusiasts, and it's grown from there.
Well, in the other lane there you see one of the Regolis there. Of course, this is, I think, Dominic in the Subaru WRX Impreza. Now he's looking for something special because he wants to be the world's fastest all WRX. In other words, no extra bolt-ons or anything like that. I think this afternoon he ran a 1084 to be the world's fastest WRX pass for an all-body WRX. He's not going to do it this pass because, well, Page is out there in front. Peter Page, breakout. Page 1148, Regoli 1533. That Rex will be back for another pass, but that 1084 did stand as the quickest pass in the world for that particular type of car in that setup. Emmanuel Mann now, just, you see the shift light glowing there as he's boiling the tyres, and yet another immaculate RX3. And yeah, I'm sticking by my claim. As you can see, Gadget there, some really creative license plates.
Look at that crowd in the background that's packed into Willowbank Raceway for this Jamboree 2000. And I agree with you. I think that 6 out of 10 RX3s in the country must be at Willowbank Raceway tonight.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And this is one of my favourite cars of the Jamboree this weekend was the RX-7 of Tobaj. Another, I think, another pack car. Doesn't do a lot on the line as far as wheel stands are concerned, but what he gets down the other end is sheer outright horsepower. Plenty of aerodynamic advantage over an RX-3. Out in front, I don't know whether he can back off the convert, but when he does, Joe Tabaji, he's run quicker than that.
All the fields here at the Jamboree 2000 have been absolutely huge. The 12 to 13.99 second bracket is no exception. We're going to pick up the action here in round 4. Ben Ellis there up against Damien McKern, and these guys have already won 3 rounds just to make it this far.
That's a little Toyota Starlet against that RX-7. Now that's a 1.3 turbocharged front-wheel drive import car. You think that 1.3 litre car like a Toyota Starlet would be pretty gutless, right? But look at the ET here as Ben Ellis goes through for the win. 12.55, that's right, at a 1.3 litres at 106.
These cars are just so deceptive for their performance. Darren Pearce now, another one of these RX-7s, one of about 300 here this weekend, I think, up against Troy Adams in the Nissan Utility. All of these cars would absolutely walk away and leave something like a Club Sport or HSV Commodore in its wake, and they're all rotaries or 4 cylinders.
Look at that 1200. There's quite a few utilities out here this weekend. He is out in front by a fair way, lifting off and trying to close it up. You can hear the turbo spooling up and down. 13.34 at 101 for your diminutive Datsun.
Lawrence Gooley in the VW, just rolling forward. Peter Parashopoulos in beside him.
Glad you said that.
And a big list of names and some list of big names here at the Fast Fours. But a red light there for Peter this time mean that Lawrence Cooley in the bug, he's got a freebie. He can just cruise it on through and looks like that's exactly what he's going to do in 14 seconds.
That's the one with the WRX engine in it, so that's a unique combination. They're both boxer engines, of course, but he'll be back again with that unique Volkswagen. Robert Salcedo now into round 2. And we're talking about some quick performance here. That little R100 just stepping out there in the burnout a little bit there. And the beautiful RX2 of Tom Horton. And I wonder if some of the Mazda executives would like to come over here to Australia one year to see the Jamboree and just see how much Australians have taken to the product that they produced, well, 20 years, 25 years ago now. I mean, the R100 I think came out in 69. The RX2 I think came out in 73, 74. And here they are, still being raced today on Australian racetracks. Very close stagger. You saw the red light there from the RX2. A little bit of flame out from the wastegate on the gear change. So we will see Salcedo through one more time. The RX2 goes on through. It's 11.10, but Salcedo's 11.70 at 120. He'll be back.
It must be a little bit frustrating when you're wasting 11.10. Mick McGregor now back with this Datsun 1600. As we said before, a lot of these races removing a headlight for the night to aid the air intake. The conditions here at Willowbank Raceway are just about perfect for drag racing. It is a cool evening, not much humidity, and the track has got as much traction as anything you could ever want for Stuart Turnbull. Yep. He almost flipped this car backwards in an earlier round. Let's see if he can keep the front wheel somewhere near the ground.
You ask Stuart Turnbull about traction, he'll give you a lot of verse about traction. He's up here against a pretty tough Datsun 1600 though. You will see the Datto's lights come on there first. I think he'll be leaving first. Here comes the RX3's lights now. Oh, not much of a wheel stand this time. I think he got a little gunshine from the last pass, but a clean set of greens. A little bit of smoke coming out of his car now, hauling that 1600 through the bottom end. But Mick McGregor gets through again, 11.88 at 116. Look at that, 139 mile an hour from Turnbull trying to catch him.
George Machevsky now, another one of the pack performance cars. It'll be going back onto one of those transporters for the return trip to Sydney with a little bit less rubber on the rear tyres than he came with. Have a look at that burnout, carries it right out across the start line. John Tripodi, on the other hand, well, four-wheel drive, he's not doing much to smoke the tyres. What he's going to do is trying to get a smooth leave. Gets it out there. Now watch the pack car. Have a look at the centre line. Get it back into the middle of the lane. Can he catch him? I don't think so.
Oh boy, that is such a quick car. A breakout John Tripodi, 11.18 at 127 mile an hour. We'll see a pack car through to the next round. Here's Vic Elms again. Look at the Turner SX's paint. Change colour as it goes through the light. A nice big burnout there. Now this is going to be one of the more stock appearing cars considering the sweepy lines of the Nissan 200 SX. It's only got steel wheels on it there, but that SR20 under the bonnet has been tweaked no doubt because it's running in the low 10s. And just look at the way this thing squats. Look at the crowd.
Well, he was to run Dib Taul, but there's been no sign of Dib, so it looks like Vic Elves will get to run on his own. As I say, he was slotted to run against Dib.
Oh, well, look at that way that car just squats like that. 200 SX with steel wheels running in the low 10s. Listen to this thing through the bottom, SR20. Oh, 10.27, 131. And we'll see Vic Elves in the next round. Hey, boys.
And Big Con, I think he's happy with that one. Daryl Yates in the Volksmod VW Beetle up against Anthony Xenos in an RX-7 Mazda.
Well, you can see the amount of slick he's fitted under the back there. I don't think you get any more under there without taking to it with a gas axe to tub it. With the Volksmod chop top Volkswagen Beetle up against this RX-7. It will be a very interesting race considering this is yet another pack car. You can see 5 wheel studs at the back, so he's packing a 9-inch diff in this RX-7. A clean set of greens. Oh, some problems there for the RX-7. Now, if all goes well here, we will see the VW win, but we've seen a few breakouts here this evening. And, not this time, Daryl Yates will take it, 11.34.
VW is doing pretty well at the Jamboree tonight. Well, Scott Wilden now, another one of the Mazdas. We are in round 2 of the 0 to travel brought to us by J&J Fuel Injection and Tony Regoli Performance.
Joe Tabaji back in my personal favourite rotary here this weekend. It's got the Joe licence plates on there, turbocharged 13B, and a very stealthy car. I think runs a full exhaust on it, but has run terminal speeds close to 130 mile an hour at the end, and some 10-second passes. Waiting for the green light there to reset, and we will be underway. Weldon versus Tabaji. You can see the light flickering there on the top of the tree. Tabaji clean set of greens both sides of the racetrack, all in high speed pursuit of Weldon's RX3. Look at that RX7 starting to haul now. Well, he's got some problems, but now hauls on through. Is he going to get it in time? Tabaji 11.15 at 122, Weldon 12.70 at 100.
Moving ahead now. Look at this, Daniel Orsine. Oh, something foul in there in the burnout. Lots of sparks out of the engine bay. Ray George.
Listen to the way those turbochargers just spilled out when they're not boosting and you lift right off. It just dumps all the excess boost out. Well, dumps all the excess exhaust out of the wastegate, dumps all the excess boost out via the blow-off valve. RX3 versus RX4. Clean set of greens again. Few sparks still coming out of that RX3 now, and I think the clutch has given itself up. We will see the RX4 go on through for an easy win. He's looked over his shoulder, obviously, Ray. 11.48 at 119.
Back into the top 8 shootout. Archie Kajewski in the Series 6 RX7. And of course, the top 8, they get to run 2 rounds of shootout. Then the top 2 point scorers go into the final. Rocco Tamburello in that lizard skin early model RX7. Rocco really enjoying the challenge of coming up against the younger blokes and the later model cars. But I'm going to tell you, I think my money's on Rocco. He's been racing this car for a long, long time.
Yeah, Rocco Tamburello against Archie Kajewski. 2 different ways to attack an RX7 race car. And we've got a bit of flame or something underneath there. Archie's car looks like it's fine now. And we also must thank one of our sponsors that you've just mentioned up there, of course, is Simplicity Funerals. Been with the Jamboree for many, many years and continue to do it to Jamboree 2000. Of course, this is on Dial Your Own. Rocco to lead first. He gets off the line. Now Archie's going to try and bring the boost up. Rocco all over the racetrack. He's going to take this win if he's going to duck and weave down the racetrack like that. Very skaty. I don't know what the story is with Rocco's car. And he'll take the win 11.39, and for Archie 17.50 at 104. Some problems there on that particular pass. Well, here he comes now, the high RPM car, Chris Dalton. He's had this car, I think, as long as his racing career is spanned, and started off running 11s with it, and is now running in the 870s. George Marchevsky in his RX3, another pack car up against that R100, another nice burnout.
You know, soon as Dalton's gone to the line by the noise of the crowd. We're back inside again with the in-car camera from Turbo Smart. And as I say, the crowd just love this car. Probably because it's the most evil handling of all the vehicles here. But it is so quick.
Oh, you've got that so right there, Rob. When he leaves the line, the wheels come up in the air, the high RPM number plate goes a few foot in the air. The thing about Dalton's car is by the time it comes down and touches terra firma, it's time for second gear, and it's right back onto those wheelie bars again. Let's see if Dalton can do it. He's got enough revs on board. Red line for the pack car. Wheel stand. Second gear, wheels in the air again. Off in pursuit. That little R100 skating all over the place. Off in pursuit. Geez, these are quick cars. Dalton 907, 159 mile an hour. Here we go in car.
Machevsky got the win though, but have a look at this. Dalton chasing him down. You just see Machevsky through the windscreen there. Dalton catching. Not quite in time.
Oh, that's a quick car. Quick car indeed. Thanks to Turbo Smart for the in-car shots that we've seen here today. Been on Archie Kajewski's 8:30 run earlier on. And we'll continue to show us some great in-car shots. Vince Regoli still in the field. And what can we say about this Dado 1200 Duke? It's only Dado by skin, but it's brimming with, what Group B rally cars, especially Lanciers, were running back, I think, in the late 80s. But, they can make those things run quick. Obviously not going to a Japanese power plant, the Regolis. They want to stick with the Italian power plant.
Well, they've got a long history of involvement with the Fiats, including Tony Regoli running a rear engine Fiat at Eastern Creek Raceway for a long, long time. Well, have a look at this car. We know that this thing doesn't mind to turn itself inside out as well, and it's going to have another go at that. out comes Regoli with the chase.
That little Dado 1200 deceptively quick through the bottom end, skipping a little bit along there, lifted off in the end. Stuart Turnbull 10.09 beats Regoli, another 9.16. Very similar in terminal speed. And here he comes again, Joe for you. And up against Mick McGregor, this Dado 1600. You never get sick of seeing these cars because they are quick.
Listen to the crowd, they love the burnouts from these little cars. Joe Tabaji, he is really smoking them up as well.
Yeah, nice car, the Series 4 RX-7. That's one of my personal favourite shapes. The Series 6 went really curvy, and you've really got to hand it to Archie's car. But this has just got enough nuggety good looks to make it a real classic shape for the future, because as the years go on, these will be had by more and more rotary enthusiasts as they step up. You will see a slight stagger going to the 1600 and up against, well, both independent rear ends, these cars, so they both did the traditional independent rear end squat. A clean set of greens. Tabaji off in pursuit. That 1600 has still got plenty of mileage out in front of him and takes the win again. Mick McGregor, 11.81 at 1.16. Tabaji, 11.30.
Well, the burnouts continue. Vic Elfs, look, he's laid down a huge smoke screen there on the start line. Big fields, large numbers, over 300 cars racing at the Jamboree, so obviously the officials punching them through very, very quickly. Elfs up against Robert Salcedo. What we've got is a couple of very strong 11-second cars. Salcedo with the handicap start. Elfs, I think, has mowed him down on the tree and has already caught him. Well, he's got to... Whoa, look at this. Elfs with a problem. Salcedo gets it. 11.31, 122.
I don't know what happened there, but I think Elfs was lifting off to try and, close him down, but he was doing it about half track there, which means that he had to lose a bit of momentum to do that. He didn't quite recover. Ray George now up against that chop top Volkswagen Beetle. Very slight stagger on the Christmas tree here too. You see Ray George got the better reaction time by a long shot. That Volkswagen is in a lot of trouble handling-wise. That RX-4, a Mazfix car as well. Very quick for an RX-4, one of the heaviest cars with a rotary unit. 11.31 at 119 takes off Darrell's out-of-shape pass.
We're back into the 12 to 13.99 bracket now, brought to us by CGG Turbochargers and Manx Buggies. This is the semi-final. Ben Ellis up against Troy Adams. Ellis in this amazing little car.
Little front-wheel drive car. You see the big Nissan badge on the front of that Dado 12, and I think that's been pitched off a patrol or something like that. Clean set of greens, but I just can't believe that little front-wheel drive Starlet of Ellis is just so quick. I mean, these are both pretty small cars. I don't know what capacity the Ute has, but here comes that Starlet now, making up for its 1.3 by turbo boost. Ben Ellis takes a win. And look at that, 12.51 will dust 90% of the cars on the road.
Yeah, Troy Adams just too quick across the line there, ran quicker than his handicap. He broke out, so he's out of the racing. Lawrence Gooley, semi-final bye run. Now, if you're ever going to get a bye run, I guess it's a semi-final where you want it. You know. But you're going to the final and you've got a shot at the trophy in the biggies.
Yeah, well, that's right. And this doesn't sound like any normal Volkswagen. Listen to this. This is all WRX. That sounds like a WRX, doesn't it? 13.02 at 105 for Gooley. Good little transplant, that. Speaking of transplants, we've seen Mick McGregor before. Here he is again. He's hot-lapped it back around. That's the miracles of television. Robert Salcedo is back there again, and we're getting to the pointy end. This is the semi-final. Another rotary versus piston confrontation, and that SR20 turbo in the Datsun 1600, taking a little bit of the old and using a bit of the new, and well, just goes to show, typical of the Jamboree. Engine transplants like that, good performances.
Well, it is about 14 hours since we started the Jamboree, and a lot of the people are staying for these final rounds of the drag racing. Been a great day with the show and shine and the DB drag racing and all the activities. Look at this, McGregor still out in front, and he chalks up another one, 11.94, 117 miles an hour. McGregor really in form. Ray George, he's the other semi-finalist, and he also has a bye run to take his place in the final of the J&J fuel injection Tony Regoli performance, 11.99 seconds and under bracket. George has been, I guess, the sleeper of this deal, just unashamedly running through round by round. Here it is in 11.24, and he goes into the final.
That's a great pass there for Robert George. Now, Tony Saint in his final for Maz Auto and Competition Coatings with his RX-7. He's got a bit of the Knight Rider thing happening there. And Matt Garling with his little beep Barina there. And I'll tell you what, you see quite a few tough little Barinas lying around the place on the roads there. And here they are in the final.
This is the 16 to 16.99 second bracket, the slower vehicles, but still quick enough to be plenty of fun to drive and tons of fun to race. Oh, red light there for Garland, so it'll be Tony Saint that's going to walk away with this one. Garland looks like he's going to drive it through all the way anyway. Saint just starting to cruise it. Garland, of course, breaks out red lights. I guess you could pick two ways to lose. Tony Saint takes out the 16-second bracket.
Now into the next bracket now, of course, VW Parts and Service and Accurate Suspension bringing us this final. Scott Dolly in his Toyota Corolla, I think 8082 model, and Subaru WRX.
The 14 to 15.99 second bracket. Plenty of wheel spin off the line. Dolly and Nelson. Nelson doing the chasing. Pretty close at half track. Looks like Nelson might have the legs. There's not going to be too much in this. Nelson will get across the line and breaks out. Scott Dolly, 15.42, will get the win trophy.
Here's the little car himself, Ben Ellis. Front-wheel drive, Toyota Starlet up against Lawrence Gurley. So we've got two very interesting cars. A Volkswagen with a WRX engine in it, the Toyota Starlet import car. As you can see, High Performance Imports magazine on the side. And these little Starlets, they open so many eyes here this weekend at the Jamboree with their performances. So in this particular final now, you can see the slide stagger, the Volkswagen gets out. Now he's hesitated a little bit, and that little Starlet, you don't give him that much start because you won't catch him.
I think we're going to see a pretty convincing win here in the 12 to 13.99 bracket for GCG turbochargers and Manx buggies. Ben Ellis will take it out. 12.85, 104.3 miles an hour. He gets the win.
Well, here he is, Mick McGregor. He's done some great driving here this evening in his Performance Datsun 1600. You can hear the turbocharger above the noise of it smoking out the start line, and up against Ray George. Another piston versus rotary final. Nice dry launch there for the Datto 1600. Geez, they're a nice looking car. They grow on you. I've fallen in love with them from a very early age. The RX-4, I've had one of those as well, but not quite as quick as George's. You can see the Datto leaving first, clean set of greens. George just picks that wheel up like he's done all day here today, and look at the finish line here for a very close win. Oh, I tell you what, a little bit out of shape there for Mick, and I think George might just turn this into a win. Yes, he does. He wins at 11.23 at 120. Problems for Mick in the final.
Here's the big one, the final of the top 8 shootouts. The 2 point scorers that have gone through. Chris Dalton in this amazing little short wheelbase ill-handling car, and Rocco Tamburello, guy I picked as one of the favourites, probably because of his racecraft. It's not the quickest car out there by any means, but he's been racing a long time. He knows how to cut a light, and he is a very, very tough guy to beat.
Rocco Tamburello initially had a Datsun 1200 coupe with the same sort of running gear as what he's got in the RX-7 now, but gone to an all-purpose race car now. And in the final, up against a very tough competitor indeed, Chris Dalton. It is an ill-handling car. I mean, since many, many years ago when Jeff Watson's Sprite was known for its fast times and wild antics, I think Chris Dalton is going to step up and take a little bit of that back to the racetrack there. Virtually a heads-up start. Rocco Tamburello, he's got the auto. Chris Dalton with the manual transmission. Look at it dance through the finish line there. I think he'll take this win here, Rob, today in the Jamboree. He does 10.04 at 116. He gets Rocco's 9.26.
Well, 9.26 for Tamburello. He gave it a shot, but congratulations to Chris Dalton. He'll get the major winner's trophy here at the Jamboree. We've had a fantastic night's drag racing and a brilliant show right through the day.